Hi guys, I just came from my test ride after I repaired this battery pack from the motorcycle, and unfortunately the result is really sobering. Let's talk a little bit about what we did, how I felt about this repair, and even more important, how I'm feeling now about knowing what the future will bring. So the last couple of days we have repaired the battery of this electric scooter here. This is a Deco Super Ace 2000 watts motorcycle, and it had a lithium ferrophosphate battery pack, 30 amp hours, 72 volts nominal in a 23S configuration. So this is what we know. There was one cell which discharged the quickest, and because of that one, the capacity remaining was 17 amp hours. I had to decide to repair the whole pack, of course. For that, I have used three new battery cells, which were tested to 26 amp hours, and they have replaced two weak cells, and one was added as a 24th cell inside the pack. So now it is a 24S configuration in this battery pack. So I did a test ride. The motorcycle is driving nicely. That's not the issue. The higher voltage is also quite good. It gives a little bit more power. But even more important is that, higher voltage, same power output means lower current. So this is actually what I do not understand, why this battery did not come as a 24S already in the first place. This is absolutely no problem like this. The space was available. Voltages are not issue. A 24th cell would have given this battery already a higher capacity from the beginning, and this is only good for an electric vehicle like this. Yeah, so the repair had some surprises, of course. Some I have expected because I knew about LFP cells. They are going to swell when they are getting old. But it was a little bit worse than I thought. You saw it in the repair video. Of course, once you open something like this, you will never get it back anymore in the previous shape, of course, because it will not fit. Still, the repair went quite well, and it was worth the $25 which I had to pay for it. So what is the result of the test ride? Well, the capacity of the battery pack as it is here now is standing at 20 amp hours. So the 17 amp hour bad outlier was just outlying a little bit, but it was not because of a random individual cell failure. It was in general the situation of the whole pack already. I will show you here again the new table. You can see now it's not one cell at the end which is on low voltage. It's just really half of the pack which is showing the weakness. So the battery cells are now quite evenly spread. Those three which we have added are now the best, of course. Even I had to be a little bit angry with the Thai sellers here. And of course the cells are not new, but still 26 amp hours is better than 20 amp hours. So those cells are now, of course, the best. They don't have any current issues. They are just really well mixed into the pack now. So kind of a sad outcome, because I do know that this battery pack has degraded by 1/3 already, this after 3 years. And I do know that maybe I can get 1 more year out of it. The range restriction is now somewhere at 40 kilometers. This will drop every year by maybe another 5 kilometers. then at some point, latest in the next 2 years, this battery pack will just not perform anymore, and it will not be suitable to run this electric vehicle anymore. What do I think is the main reason why this actually is such a bad situation at the moment? Well, in my opinion, these LFP cells are not suitable for a vehicle like this. LFP cells are great in solar storage, for example. There, if you take it slow, if you have enough capacity available, run them, let's say, with around 0.3 C rate, you will have a good time with them. But here in a vehicle like this, even this was already the bigger option of a battery pack. These cells are constantly running at around 0.7 up to 1 C when you are driving with this. And this is much too much in my opinion. Electric vehicles, they run well on NMC batteries, something like this. If they are optimized for electric vehicles even, then they will also have a good lifetime. But LFP cells here in this scenario, they are also falsely advertised as the long-lasting option. Everybody is always just talking about cycle life, and the cycle life in a vehicle is just really, really bad if the battery pack is not sized suitably. And in this case, it is not, definitely not. So how did I actually find out about all these problems here? Because when you buy such a motorcycle, they usually do not tell you that you are actually able to look into the battery pack. Usually, if everything works, people wouldn't be interested anyway, if they don't know about it. But once the problem started, I did a Google search and asked what kind of BMS Deco motorcycles actually do have built in, and if there is a possibility to check on it via app, for example. And the Google search initially told me that they're using a BAT BMS. So that's a proprietary BMS which comes with an app, but this was then negative. And luckily I was then opening the Bluetooth on my phone and was looking for signals, and sure enough there was one which looked quite familiar. And it started with the letters ANT. And ANT BMSs I actually do know already since I am making DIY. And they have always been those when you needed more than 16 S configuration, and ANT BMS could do like 20 or 24 even. So I knew, okay, ANT BMS is built in here. Let's get the app. But also here problem. The ANT BMS app is not available on Apple or Google Store, so I had to search for it also, but you can download it via the internet, so no problem. So I've downloaded the ANT BMS app, installed it, and voila, it showed me about the motorcycle battery. So now the next problem was, of course, how can you access the parameters of the BMS? And for that, ANT BMSs, they do have 5 levels of password protection. Sounds really weird, yes, but level 1 to 4 is the same. It requires a 8-digit password. I will show you this, of course, here on the screen. But if you want to go into parameters and change those, they are then on level 5 protection, and this one requires a 12-digit password. So once you confirm the level 5 password via the confirm button, go back into the menu which you want to go, then you can start changing and saving new settings. So the settings in general have been quite okay. I did not like the balanced start voltage. It was set much too low. So actually the pack was balancing even when the state of charge was somewhere around 50%, which is not good. Also necessary for lithium iron phosphate cells. So I changed it to 3.41 volts. But that was mostly it. I've then set a lower cutout voltage and did my first test ride just to see about the cell condition. Yeah, and then I saw the problems with this battery pack. As well, the charging is actually doing well. So even if this is called a 23S charger, its maximum voltage is 84 volts. And that is highly sufficient to fill this pack. We are now almost at 100%. Pack voltage is at 81 volts. It will push the highest cells into balancing. So that is absolutely no problem. If you divide 84 volts by 24, this is still a voltage of 3.5 volts, which each of the cells could reach theoretically, which it does not anyway, right? Because once the highest cell is pushed into the over voltage, the charging will finish anyway. And as the current is still quite good, we still have 3 amps pushing into the pack. So no problem with the old charger, it can accommodate one more cell without any issues. If you now take all this situation that governments want to actually move from internal combustion engines to electric mobility, in a country like this, for example, here in Thailand, the government at the moment is subsidizing electric motorcycles, and they are subsidizing something what will fail after 3 to 5 years. The traction battery is around 50% of the value of this vehicle, and if 50% of the value of a vehicle fails after 3 to 5 years, nobody will buy it. For every 1000 kilometers I'm driving with this motorcycle, and don't understand me wrong, I'm loving to drive this motorcycle. I don't want to drive anything else. I can save 500 baht. That's around 15 US dollars in fuel cost. So for the last 12,000 kilometers, I have saved 6,000 baht. But if I would have to buy a new battery now, even if I can maybe make some deal with the manufacturer, I would have to pay about 20,000 baht for a replacement. So now just imagine you tell somebody here, you know, if you buy something like this, in a couple of years, you have to spend again half of the value of this motorcycle. And that's just not good enough. This should be understandable, and this will actually bring down all this kind of electric mobility if this is not improved. And if I say improved, massively improved, right? There should not be an issue within 10 years, or maybe, let's say after 10 years, you lose 20% of state of health. That would maybe be acceptable, but not 33% in 3 years. So the only solution will be when this pack is then degraded too much, buy a bunch of NMC cells and rebuild a battery pack for this motorcycle. And yeah, that will be then how the life will then just go on for this. So if you have some experience as well, please leave comments on the down. Please also leave a comment, what is your opinion? If you know that you will have to replace a battery in your electric vehicle after 3 to 5 years, would you even bother? Would you even buy something like this? I would be really interested about your opinion. So I hope this whole series of repair video was interesting for you. Please comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel as always, and I see you at the next one.